Let's start with gastroenteritis, so stomach and small bowel inflammation. This frequently presents with acute diarrheal disease. Often they resolve within 2 weeks. They're not as much of an issue in developed countries. Frequently, patients have diarrhea, vomiting, and abdominal cramping. This can peak, especially due to viruses and other things in winter and spring, and can frequently be caused by viruses, but there's also bacterial causes, protozoal causes, and everyone's favorite, preformed food toxins. We're going to use these tables to go over a variety of lists of causes of gastroenteritis. Starting up with viral causes, think of buzzwords. So if someone gets gastroenteritis on a cruise ship, they might have Norwalk virus. If someone gets gastroenteritis from daycare, then they might have rotavirus. Important to know that rotavirus is a vaccine-preventable disease. Viruses in children are also frequently just caused by adenovirus, and this is frequently associated with conjunctivitis or other kinds of viral crud. For bacterial causes of gastroenteritis, there's a list of organisms also. We're all very familiar with C. diff diarrhea. For the boards, this is often associated with antibiotics or recent hospitalization, but certainly there's community C. diff. Some of us are familiar with the C. diff smell. And so you want to identify C. diff so you can treat it with oral vancomycin or other agents. Clostridium perfringens, this will be associated with the bulging canned good, often with meats or other home canned goods. ETEC or enterotoxigenic E. coli can be transmitted via fecal contamination in poor resource area. This is watery diarrhea or traveler's diarrhea, not to be confused with enterohemorrhagic E. coli or EHEC. EHEC is the main reason why we don't give antibiotics to everyone with diarrhea, because increased use of antibiotics in EHEC can lead to HUS. Classically, this is considered in patients who are having diarrhea, fever, and abdominal pain. Other bacterial causes of gastroenteritis include Campylobacter. This is the person who has been frequently backpacking and gets diarrhea and can rarely be associated with Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is very board testable. Listeria monocytogenes, my favorite intracellular pathogen, can actually grow at 4 degrees in refrigerators and is found in processed meat and unpasteurized cheese. Classically, Listeria affects immunosuppressed people and the elderly. And then non-typhoidal salmonella. This is a diarrheal illness that's associated with those cute little turtles that are now banned in many places because it transmits non-typhoidal salmonella, but can also be seen in poultry, eggs, and unpasteurized milk. It can cause watery diarrhea, fever, chills, and headaches. Shigella, associated with the Shiga toxin, can cause dysentery and seizures. So if there's diarrhea and seizures, think of Shigella. Associated with raw vegetables and daycare. There's also Yersinia enterocolitica, which can cause pseudoappendicitis because of where the inflammation occurs. So someone can have Yersinia enterocolitica and end up possibly going to the OR. Or Vibrio vulvinicus. This is associated, as many forms of Vibrio are, with seafood and shellfish and can cause diarrhea, sepsis in seawater. Vibrio cholera, which causes cholera, and classical rice water stool, transmitted via fecal-oral route. There's Brucella species found in raw milk and goat cheese and is associated with a long incubation period. And Clostridium botulinum, everyone's favorite condition that can cause diarrhea, followed by flaccid paralysis. So this is classically found in canned foods, also in honey, especially when given to infants. It's the main reason why you don't give honey to infants. This is a reportable disease, and so if you have a suspected case of botulism, you do want to talk to your health authorities for specialized testing and treatment. Giardia, this is classically associated with camping and can cause abdominal pain and watery, foamy stools. Entamoeba histolytica, as we've discussed in other sections, can cause liver abscesses. There's also Cryptosporidium species, which are complications frequently of HIV, which can cause diarrhea in immunosuppressed patients. Toxin-mediated causes of diarrhea include Staph aureus toxin, which requires supportive care. It's severe but quickly resolves. There's B. cereus toxin, and the buzzword there is that the boards will usually give someone who has eaten reheated rice. So if you think of eating reheated rice, B. cereus. Scombroid, which is classically poisoning from tuna and mackerel and causes sort of a histaminergic flushing and cramping reaction. It sometimes can get treated with antihistaminergic agents. There's also ciguatera, which causes my favorite, reversal of temperature sensation, or sometimes just altered temperature sensation. This is seen in people who eat grouper or snapper. It can also cause some other neurosymptoms, nausea, vomiting, and weakness.